Good evening, sleepyheads. Welcome to episode 10 of the Sleeping with Heather podcast, the podcast that puts you to sleep. I'm your host, Heather, and if you're ready to doze off or just chill, then you're in the right spot. I like to begin every episode with a shout out to my executive producers, Tim Mullen, Thomas Holgerson, and Steph Mates. Thanks for keeping the dream alive. Fancy joining the dream team? Check me out on Patreon. Subscribe and hear your name read at the top of the show. If you're digging our podcast, why not share the love? Text a friend about it. It's like passing a note in class, but cooler. And if you don't mind, leave me a 5-star review and say something nice in the comments. Things like that help drive the show up the charts. And I really appreciate it. So at the time of recording this podcast, I'm babysitting this sweet little, I don't know what she is, Bijan, what are you? She's a little white dog named Q-Tip. And she's just hanging out with me here. It's the beginning of December and 72 degrees in North Carolina. All of my windows are open. I just moved into a new place and have been feeding a family of squirrels in the backyard. I leave them a bowl of peanuts every day. They're absolutely fascinating to watch, which led me down a squirrel hole, if you will. And did you know that squirrels have an incredible adaptation that allows them to detect heat? Yeah. They have a specialized area in their brain called the neuronal cold sensing center that helps them locate buried nuts by sensing temperature changes in the ground. Additionally, squirrels have excellent spatial memory. They can remember the locations of their food caches even when they're hidden under layers of snow. They are omnivores, and their diet can include not only nuts and seeds, but also insects, bird eggs, and even fungi. Despite their small size, squirrels are exceptional jumpers. They can jump up to 5 times their body length in a single leap, thanks to their powerful leg muscles. During mating season, male squirrels engage in frenzied chases and acrobatic displays to court females. While rare, albino squirrels exist. These individuals lack pigment in their fur and have white or very pale coats. They are often considered good luck in some cultures. And in addition to albino squirrels, there are other rare color variations like black squirrels and piebald squirrels who have patches of white and dark fur. These variations are the result of genetic mutations. Did you know squirrels use their tails not only for balance, but also as makeshift umbrellas? When it rains, they hold their tails over their bodies to keep dry. Squirrels can actually shed and regrow their tails if necessary. This ability can be vital for their survival, especially when facing predators. And speaking of predators, squirrels communicate with each other using their tails. A quick flick of the tail can signal danger, while a slow wave might indicate curiosity or friendly greeting. The oldest squirrel on record lived to be 24 years old. Some squirrel species, like the eastern gray squirrel, create nests in tree cavities called drays. They use these nests for shelter and raising their young. Contrary to popular belief, not all squirrels hibernate. While some species, like ground squirrels, do hibernate during the winter, tree squirrels remain active year-round, relying on their stored food reserves. Squirrels have held various cultural significances throughout history. In some European folklore, squirrels were believed to be intermediaries between humans and fairies. People used to leave offerings to squirrels, thinking they would carry them to the fairies. In some Native American tribes, squirrels are seen as symbols of preparedness and resourcefulness, while in medieval European art, they are often depicted as mischievous creatures. When confronted by a potential predator, squirrels might engage in behavior called mobbing. They'll make a lot of noise, flick their tails, and even pretend to charge the predator to make themselves seem larger and more intimidating. Here's a poem by Amos Russell Wells. And it's called To a City Park Squirrel. Dear little exile from woodlands dear, how can you keep your wildness grace? How can you bound so merrily here, shut in this narrow and formal place? Still your fancies are forest free. Still, as you gallant, you swing and glide. From dusty tree to skeleton tree, as once you roamed through the woodlands wide. Surely you must, on a witching night, flee from the prisoning haunts of men. Over the housetops take your flight, and bathe yourself in woods again. I love squirrels. But you know who's nuts about squirrels? My friend Derek. Let's give him a call and see what he's up to, shall we?
Did you know that I have a squirrel friend that lives on my back deck now?
No.
Can you guess his name?
Oh, you want me to guess his name? I think the squirrel's name is Benedict.
Benedict?
Yeah, is it
No.
Benedict? Okay.
No.
Is it Mufasa?
No.
What? Wow. Why so such a strong reaction? Okay. Wait, the squirrel's name, is it, wait, don't tell me. You're going to be on the phone for a while. Oh,
You're going to have to guess it.
Is it Mortimer?
No.
Oh my God, that would be such a cute squirrel name.
Mortimer.
Mortimer?
That's not a cute squirrel name at all.
What are you talking about? Yeah, it is. Is it Marley? That'd be a really cute squirrel name. Is it, well, we don't know if it's male, female. We don't have to be even heteronormative. Yeah.
I said it was a he.
Oh, how do you know it was a he?
He told me.
Oh, so it's a boy. It's a male squirrel. It's a male squirrel. Oh, this is a really good one. Is it Jebediah?
Heather, damn it! When are you going to guess his name?
Is it Jasper?
Jasper, I like that.
I like that too.
You're wrong.
Well, then
I like it.
Why don't you change it to Jasper and I'll be right?
No, his name is Youngblood.
Oh my God, I was never going to guess that. Why would you set me up in that manner? That hurts.
Well, you were never going to guess it anyway.
Wait a minute, Youngblood, but you just wanted to be on the phone while I was guessing names that were never going to be your squirrel's name? Derek, you need to, you know what, something tells me that you
his name could be Benjamin and you still weren't going to guess it because you were guessing all these other stupid names.
Benjamin's a cool name. But I'm going to tell you what, you strike me as somebody who has a few books overdue at the library, and you don't have any intention of bringing them back anytime soon. You just seem like a menace to society, because you kept me on the phone trying to guess your squirrel's name. And it's just stupid. You know, I got better things to do. I have better. Are you drinking wine?
Yes, and I had to spit it out.
Well, okay. Well, let that be a lesson. We don't need to be doing this.
You didn't ask me why his name was Youngblood at all.
You're right.
It's like you don't even care.
I do care. Okay, wait. Should I guess why his name is Youngblood?
Because you're so good at guessing.
Okay, Derek, please don't die. Because, I'm kind of tied up here at the moment. It's too late to be calling 911. Why is his name Youngblood? Tell me.
Well, because he seems to be a juvenile because he's small and he's always rapping all day. So I called him Youngblood.
Oh, yeah, your squirrel is rapping all day?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, does he do the little squirrel barkies that squirrels do?
No, but he does ruffle his tail all day while he's doing it.
While he's doing what? You just said he was
rapping. I just said he was rapping all day. Are you paying any attention at all?
Excuse me. Give me an example of your
squirrel. Can you quit being a misandrous for 2 seconds and listen to me?
Can I quit being a what? A what? Shut up. Listen for a second. Listen with your ears. Listen with your special ears, Woodstra. Wait a minute. Can you give me an example of your squirrel rapping?
No.
Okay. Does he? Okay.
He raps. I don't rap.
If he rapped Christmas presents, that would be a really cool side hustle.
I mean, well,
that'd be really cool. Imagine
kind of rapping that he's doing, but that would be that would probably be more handy.
That'd be really handy. Interesting. You know what squirrels these days lack? Encouragement. I think if you think go on, what?
I thought you were going to say nuts.
No, if they lack nuts, let Darwin take care of it. No, I'm just kidding. But, squirrels these days, they do lack encouragement. If you think your squirrel has some talent or is a really good rapper, I'd say get a YouTube channel. Because that's, I think, how Justin Bieber was discovered. A lot of people are discovered through YouTube,
Mm-hmm. I know. I need to get like a camera out there to record him so he doesn't know. He comes up to me. He'll get within about 5 feet of me. Super curious. Check it, and then he runs off. So
really, you get him to be? Oh, well, do you feed him?
No. Well, I never have I'll just be sitting out there, and then I don't have food in my hand. Otherwise, when he comes up, I would.
So wait, what is he going?
Bringing it with me.
What brings him to your place? What's his motivation?
He lives on my back deck.
He's got
He just lives there.
Oh, you don't charge him rent?
Well, if I could catch him, he's never closer than 5 feet.
Interesting.
And so also, he doesn't have any money because he just raps on the back porch and has no gumption to get an actual show or contract going. So
I'm
trying to work on him.
You know why else he doesn't have any money?
Because he doesn't speak English.
Because he got no pockets. What's he gonna keep his money in, stupid?
He's rubber bands in a roll.
Rubber bands in a roll. Oh man, that's stupid. Just kidding. That's actually pretty gangster.
Yeah, he wraps his money up.
So do you?
Because he likes to rap. Are you paying attention at all?
Yeah. Your squirrel likes to rap. His name is Youngblood. He lives
and he likes to wrap his dollar bills up too.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. You're right. Okay. I got a question for you. Actually, you're really gonna like this question. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready as I'll ever be.
Okay. Let's say you were going to live to be 100, right? Would you give up 1 year of your life to know what you did and who you were in a past life? Or would you just live to be 100?
Well, you can learn that without giving up a year of your life.
How? Are you sure?
Yeah. We've done it.
You and me?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, though.
And you can do it a lot better than the way we did.
So, I don't think my audience knows what you're talking about. Do you care to elaborate?
Well,
collaborate and listen. Vanilla's back with a whole new edition. All right, go ahead.
And a brand new mission to find out your past lives. Well, we did it through a meditation but most ways are done with some with a professional that does hypnosis, so that you can get to your unconscious self. Where that's stored.
Well, here's the thing. Are you familiar with the term starseed?
You told me about that.
So if I were to do a past life regression, it would be really confusing because I feel like I would just be making something up based on a movie that I saw. What are you drinking? What are you doing? Because I can hear noise.
I was feeding the cat. I'm not drinking anything.
You're not drinking? Which cat were you feeding?
Klaus.
I love cats so much.
Me too.
I really do.
They're my spirit animals.
Are they? Why?
Well, yeah. They're a lot like people in a way. They really only, well, unless you're manipulating people or they're damaged, they only come to you if they want to. They come to you when you don't try too hard for their attention. You have to give them space to be themselves, their true authentic selves, and they can survive on their own for the most part. Not all of them. I mean, they have different personalities, but most of them still have enough of their innate evolution in them. They haven't been domesticized as much as dogs per se. They can, if they are out, they still have the will and desire and ability to hunt and
they're actually apex
make
predators.
A life for themselves if they have to. What's that?
They're actually apex predators, and they are responsible for a huge decline in the bird and mice populations in some areas, or so I've heard. But because they're really cute and they've got little pom-pom paws and they don't, really do no harm, nobody cares. Like, nobody cares that these predators are out there. I have a question for you.
I hope, and that's part of why Youngblood raps, to keep on the good side of the cats so that they don't take them down.
It's true. But, okay, are you ready for a serious question? Or you're ready for bed, aren't you? You can go to bed if you want.
No, I'm not.
Okay, question for you. And wrong answers are also acceptable. Okay?
I hope so.
Whatever happened to Rosie O'Donnell? Do you remember her? I don't hear about her anymore.
No, didn't she get crazy enough that people stopped listening to her?
I don't know.
I don't know. She was on The View, right? That was kind of her last hurrah.
Oh, I kind of remember
I don't really
that.
follow her.
But I know. I don't follow her either. And I forgot all about her. And then I was thinking of random things one night when I couldn't sleep. And I was just thinking like, oh my God, whatever happened to Rosie O'Donnell? Like, it's so weird to be really mega famous and then not famous anymore, And like, where do these people go? Like, what becomes of their life afterward? Do they still go to grocery stores? Are they recognized? Is there a town somewhere in the United States that is just like...
It happens to a lot of famous people, right? It happens all the time. It happened to you.
What are you talking about? It happened to me. I was never famous. What do you mean? I mean, yeah, I am pretty famous and all, but people don't make a big deal.
You had that podcast that was really popular, and then look at you now.
Thanks, Derek. You're beefing it up. I still have that podcast, and look at me now.
But is anybody listening to it anymore?
No, nobody listens to anything anymore. But listen, what's really good about my life? Like, I can still be here hanging out with my buddy, and then I can go to the grocery store or Walmart, and nobody knows me.
Nobody even knows you. That's because you're on radio.
I know.
You're on, right?
It's true. How great is that? Like, oh my God, I never thought about that. But
that's the way to do it.
It's really convenient.
Get all your money through voice.
Yeah.
Paparazzi chase me down. I saw.
If they knew what I looked like, they wouldn't chase me down anyway. But it's kind of fun to think about, isn't it? That like you could be so awesome and so cool and really famous, and be walking amongst everybody. So think about it. It's cool, huh? Mm-hmm. What were you gonna say? I cut you off.
I don't know.
You're ready for bed. You're tired. We could do this another night.
I'm not tired.
You got time. You're all hyped up like when you and Jay were working on the speakers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, are you ready for another question?
Yeah. Are you recording this? It's okay if you are. You don't want to tell me.
I don't know. Maybe I'm actually just practicing to see what
I'm pretty sure you are because you're asking. Go ahead.
No. It's just rehearsal. Actually, this is a question that I know you'll know the answer to. Okay. I'm totally bracing myself. Why isn't Pluto a planet?
Why did they downgrade that? I'm trying to remember. It was something about, was it because of the way it orbited?
Oh, is it?
I'm pulling at straws. Don't jump.
No, nobody's gonna
don't count me as an expert on this one.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it had to do with something the way its mass was too small, and it was the way it was orbiting. Is they wanted to call it more like a moon or something? Because doesn't it crosses paths with what's the next one out from Pluto? Uranus. Is Uranus the next one?
Oh,
closest to that.
My anus is in Sanford, North Carolina. But anyway,
and it doesn't, and
it's not nearly as small as the planet. No, I'm just kidding.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I know. But just curious. Yeah, work from home. Thanks, COVID. No, but question for you.
That's not what I meant.
Oh. I thought that's what you meant.
But yeah, like Pluto and Uranus, if that's the next one, and I don't remember.
I don't know.
The orbit, like Pluto becomes closer for a short period of time, and then moves back out, or something like that. I think was part of the controversy. I don't know.
I think. Well, you're the one who actually taught me that the Earth revolved around the sun. Correct? I don't. Do you remember that? I think about that often.
No, I don't remember that at all.
Really? I think I made some comment on Facebook, and you said, "You do know the Earth revolves around the sun."
What comment did you make?
Do you remember that?
No. What comment did you? Which one of your dumb comments was I weighing in on?
I honestly don't remember. I don't remember, but I remember you telling me that for the first time, and I'm like, I don't freaking know. Like, all of the planets are twirling. Does it even matter? Like, eventually, everyone's going to be a partner with somebody. But let me tell you what.
I mean,
what?
Earth revolves around the moon, right? We see it every day. It must.
Shut up. Wait. No.
Or every night.
No. Shush. Listen. Everything revolves around the sun, right? The sun is the center of the universe. And it's not?
It's the center of the galaxy.
The sun is not the center of the... Oh, you're right, because we're in galaxies. Like, the universe is infinite, but... Oh, yeah. I see. Oh, okay, you're right. But all the planets that I know about are in our... Okay. Well, wait a minute. What's the difference between a solar system?
Our solar system, actually, really not our galaxy.
Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about either. This is a big one. This is a big topic. But wait, but it's amazing. Like, did you know? I'm going to screw this up, but I was reading this book, and the moon used to be part of the Earth. Did you know that? It's quite beautiful, actually. Yeah, the moon used to be part of the Earth. Oh, yeah. And then it broke away.
I think I did see that. Yeah, something. Yeah, big hit. Yeah.
And I have to look.
But it was early on when it was still malleable enough to form separate spheres.
No, but listen, it's a really big deal because the way the moon orbits the sun, or something about Jupiter, or maybe Saturn, the way that they orbit the Earth, they prevent, or they actually take hits from meteorites that are coming toward Earth. Like, Earth is so protected. It's really interesting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that explains a lot, because there's tons of craters on the moon.
Oh, that does make sense.
And only so many on Earth.
I'm gonna come up with a very interesting list of facts about the moon. How's that? That'd be really good, I think, because the moon's remarkable.
You gonna write a book?
I'll probably write a book, maybe an intro to this podcast. Because normally, I'll read poetry until people fall asleep, but I'm just going to try something different this episode. I think I'm just going to do rambling. Some people like falling asleep to the TV. I'm going to just try something like, falling asleep to your best friend. And that's like, you're boring, so it helps me sleep all the time.
My son came downstairs the other day, because he's a teenager and all, and just stays in his room. Mm-hmm. And it was in the morning.
He came.
He actually came down in the morning. And I don't know, I was reading a book. Actually, I think I was writing something, and he was losing his mind about how silent it was, that I needed to turn something on the TV to have background noise. Oh. Like, it was really disturbing him, and I was like, jeez.
Teenagers are the worst.
Yeah, so I turned Trailer Park Boys on for him.
You put Trailer Park Boys on for him?
Yeah.
Was it his first time seeing that?
No, he watches it all the time. But
oh, that's so funny.
I figured that was less distracting than hearing him complain about being quiet.
Sometimes I like to put lo-fi smooth jazz on, and it does the trick.
I don't think he would have accepted that answer as a teenager.
I have a question for you.
What?
What do you think Jay's favorite color is? Like, he's your son. He's a teenager. You've known him all his life. Do you even know what his favorite color is?
Why are you asking censored questions like favorite colors and middle names all the time?
Are those censored questions?
Yes.
What if I'm censored?
That's like small talk.
Oh, no. You think it's small talk, but I actually think it's very deep, because I think your favorite color is really insightful, and it says a lot about like how you are as a person. So, for example, I feel like, okay, do you want me to run down my color theory for you?
Yes.
Okay. So I feel like people who like purple, right? I kind of associate it almost with the chakras. So people who like purple are like kind of intuitive, very open-minded. Anyway.
Did you hear my cat?
I did hear your cat.
He just screamed because he knew that you were hooked up.
I'm so sorry, kitty. Anyway, listen, people who like purple, they're really intuitive, and they're really open-minded. They are into novel things, like things that aren't just, because I feel like at some point in their bringing upness, in their becoming, they've kind of veered off. They were like, you know what? Pink is like a very girly color, and I want to stay on the spectrum of pink, but I'm going to be like cool about it. I'm going to do purple, right?
Purple's my mom's favorite.
Really?
Yeah, like big time.
And your mom's kind of intuitive, huh? Your mom likes purple?
She's an INTJ, or she says she is anyway. Yeah, big time. Purple.
Oh, I bet your mom, I bet she's pretty cool, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, here's the rest of my color theory. So I feel like people who like pink, obviously, are very idealistic. They like things just so. They kind of think about, traditional values. Or they're also very carefree. So like pink people are very like, just have a lot of happiness bubbling through their aortas. And so they just want to like, be happy. So pink is a very happy color, but not as happy as the color yellow. I think people who love the color yellow are very optimistic, and they're very much sunrise people. Like if they could wake up early, they would totally do it, right?
And solar plexus, right?
And solar plexus. So my psychic always says the solar plexus chakra is your Wonder Woman space. It's where you get your gut feelings. And she's totally right. Because, it's
and your security, your inner security of yourself.
Inner security. And if you think about it, when you go to like a crime scene or something, the security tape, the caution tape is yellow, right? Also yellow. Which is kind of cool, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you playing with your new microwave or are you listening?
No.
I just heard your microwave. Why are you lying to me?
That's Jay.
That was Jay?
Mm-hmm.
You let him use the microwave after 11 p.m.?
I know, that's ridiculous. Well, I told him he's gonna not put brand new microwave. He's not going to put a paper towel over something, and it's going to be exploding all over the inside of it.
Wait, Derek, you are a very economically cautious man. Do you know how much a paper towel costs? And how many more meals is he going to make under your roof until the day he moves out and gets his... How much?
Do you know how many paper towels it takes to clean the inside of a microwave?
Ooh, that's a really good point. That's a really good point. Touche, my friend. Well, no. Do you know how many paper towels? Because I don't have a microwave actually. So why don't you tell me how many?
You don't have a microwave?
No, I don't have.
What kind of places are you living in?
Well, run down places, obviously. I don't have a microwave in this place. I haven't gone out to get one yet. But
it come with one?
It didn't come with one. No microwave, no dishwasher, which is totally fine because it's just me. Like, I'm only going to wash things by hand. Listen, what do I need a microwave for? I had a can of SpaghettiOs the other day, and I just heated it up on the stove the old-fashioned way. You know what I'm saying? Like, eventually, I need to go out and get a microwave. I need to get a toaster. I'll probably get a toaster oven, though. I haven't thought about it yet. I got some things to get. Like I want to get one of those tea kettles that are electric because every time I want to have tea, I just start up the stove, right? And the tea kettle, and like the old-fashioned way.
You know what I used to use?
Tell me.
Before I had a kettle to heat water?
Well, tell me what.
A microwave.
Well, if I had one of those, that would be really convenient, but I wouldn't use it anyway because you and I were talking about microwaves earlier, and I'm pretty against microwaves right now, thinking about like the frequencies. Anyway, I don't want to get into it.
Speaking of frequencies, what's your favorite color?
Oh my God, I never thought you would ask. My favorite color...
You've been waiting years for me to ask you that.
Wait, we've been friends for years. Let me ask you what my favorite color is.
Well, I wouldn't be asking you.
If you knew. Okay.
Let me be clear.
Wait, okay, how about this? If you had to guess what my favorite color was, what would you say? We've been friends. Come on, if you just had to, and you're an intuitive guy, like you're intuitive. Like if you just guess, like, oh yeah, like if you were, okay, let me put it to you this way, right? I just moved into this new apartment. And so say you were, because I'm a really good friend to you, you went to the furniture store and you were like, you know what? I got a couple extra $1,000 in my pocket. I'm going to buy Heather a sofa today. What color sofa would you buy? There, that's good. So take that, do that little visual exercise, that little meditation. I want you to walk up and down the aisles of the furniture store and just tell me, like, like, tell me about the couches. Like, what color couch would you buy me? Because I'm such a good friend. I have a couch, by the way. Like, I don't need your couch. But, like, just think about it.
Would it be blue?
No. But let me tell you something funny about the color blue. There was a study done, and I'm going to screw it up. I'm not even going to try to cite anything. But blue is actually the color of beauty, subconsciously, because the sky is blue, the ocean is blue. A lot of marketing, if you think about the blue thumbs up on Facebook, or the Twitter bird that is now X, like that's also blue. There are a lot of blue things in marketing. Like I could sit here and list them all night, but I'm not going to. I'm going to just let you figure out my favorite colors. Okay, maybe one more guess. One more guess. Think about this.
Orange.
Actually, you're right. Why did you guess that?
I was going to guess that first, and then I started thinking about your place from years ago, and I felt like maybe blue was more the way you had it decorated.
You're right. Because, yeah, and blue is a cool color, don't get me wrong, like it's cool, but orange, like that nice, I like the nice burnt dark orange. It reminds me of fall. Like it reminds me of earth, and it's so beautiful. Like the color of a toasty pumpkin pie. That's really nice.
So that is associated with sacral chakra.
Sacral chakra. Chakra. Shaka. Yeah.
Which is an element of light.
Interesting.
And has to do with feelings and sweetness. And it's associated with the planet Moon.
Oh, that makes sense. I love the moon, and there's other things about the moon that is really cool because I'm a Pisces, and like Pisces have to do with cycles, and the moon has to do with cycles, so that's really cool. What else? I love that.
Well, and that's in our kind of sexual area of the body, which is just
like the,
it's really kind of an expression of where we get our energy from. So
we get our energy from our genitals.
Yeah, and either we use that to share with others to create new life, or we internalize it and strengthen our own energy.
Wow, I'm really impressed. I never thought about that, or I didn't think about that before, but that's really insightful. I like that.
What's my favorite color?
I was just going to ask what I wanted to, let there be a little pause, like I was thinking about it. But I wanted to ask you as soon as you, tried to guess mine. But here's the thing. I kind of feel like I don't need to ask you because I think I already know what your favorite color is. So how many, so let's see here. So how many strikes do I get? How about 3 strikes?
Okay.
I think your favorite color is green.
I do like green a lot, but that is not it.
That's not your favorite color?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. All right.
It's the color of my dreamy eyes.
I was going to say, it is the color of your eyes. I remember because we have the same color eyes. And I was thinking, when we first met, that we must be brother and sister. Yeah.
I'm brother and sister truly with everybody with green eyes on the planet.
Yeah, truly with everyone.
Actually, my mother was a real champ because there's quite a few of us.
Your mother? Does your mom have green eyes?
She does, and apparently all of her offspring do.
Your
as well,
mom?
Because we're all brothers and sisters.
You don't... Oh, wait. her offspring would just be you and your brother, but
no, it would be everybody with green eyes is what I'm saying. Since you and I are
so like
brother and sister because of the simple fact that we have green eyes, I'm insinuating that everybody with green eyes is our.
Sounds like you're insinuating your mom's a busy lady.
Are you listening at all?
Sort of, but listen, can I tell you that if your mom's favorite color is purple, that's perfect for her because people with green eyes look banging in purple. And like that's a really good complementary color. Okay, back to our listen. Are you focused?
Yeah.
All right. I want to guess. I am focused, but I want to guess your other colors. But I have a feeling that you're going to throw me for a curveball, like your squirrel's name, right? Like I wasn't expecting Youngblood. So I feel like you're.
You didn't know that he rapped all day long.
I didn't know that. I didn't even know his name.
If you did,
Youngblood. Yeah,
you might have guessed that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he could also be Frederick and raps all day long. Like, you don't have to have like a hit.
Well, but could he? Frederick?
Well, he could, but he wouldn't get any street cred.
No, he'd have to change his name.
He'd have to change his little squirrel name. Yeah, it was probably his address.
With equipment, I guess.
Well, anyway, all right, back to Derek's favorite color. Like I was saying, I think that you have the nerve to ask me what your favorite color is when it's something really funky that I would never even guess. Like, right? Because you're a little poop head like that. So is it the color teal?
I do like teal. It's a little more simple than that. It's not so specific.
Okay. Let's pretend that teal didn't count toward the guesses, okay? I still get 2 more. I don't know. I feel like I want to guess blue. Wait, I want to guess blue, but I feel like it's red for some reason. Which is your favorite color is not red. Is it blue?
No.
Is it? Wait.
It's blue. You should have gone with. You should have gone with your gut.
So I wanted to guess blue. Like the first time around. Well, actually, no. I
did the same thing, though, right?
Well,
I wanted to guess orange. I
picked green for you, not because of your little kooky eyes, but because of, like, you're an outdoors person. And I'm like, oh, my God, he loves grass. He loves trees. Like, he's hiking all the time. Like, green is his jam. But, like, I'm disappointed that your color is blue, though, because that's really basic. Like, everybody likes blue. That's why a lot of things in marketing are blue. I just thought you were more original than that.
Well, more original.
Anyway, it's okay. It's okay.
Well, like I said, that's where hold on a second. That's where I said, like when you said teal, sorry, I'm multitasking.
What are you doing that's more important than talking to me on the phone?
Well, I logged into my computer.
For what? Why?
And then my project director started messaging me here at 11:20 at night, work stuff. And I'm just going to provide him.
Was he?
I can do it. I can multitask.
I have a question.
It's ridiculous.
Was he on the computer and then saw that you logged on and then he attacked you?
That's exactly what happened.
Really?
Yeah, like almost instantly.
You should tell Scrooge to go to bed.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm really impressed by his work ethic, actually.
I'm not impressed at all. Work-life balance.
Work-life balance. That's right.
So blue is the third eye chakra.
Tell me more about that.
Well, that's where we have our forefront of intuition. What else? It's associated with the planet Jupiter and Neptune.
Neptune, that's correct, yeah.
As opposed to your gonad glands, this is the pineal gland, which actually... Did you know that the pineal gland, which has kind of been the center of our brain?
I do know about the pineal gland, yes, correct.
Do you know about the crystals on it?
No. What are you talking about?
There's little crystals on our pineal gland, like literal little crystals that we grow on there. And it's thought that is what makes us able to connect with other people, with our energies and stuff. You ever, like if you are thinking about something and then they call you or something like that.
You and I do that a lot, actually. Yeah.
And also our connection to like our higher self, or our spirit guides or God, whichever you want to call it, depending on what your religion is. And also we were talking earlier about microwaves and how they are damaging, in our phones, and Wi-Fi and stuff is all microwaves, not just our microwave oven. And that is one of the things, like 5G especially coming out, is supposed to be damaging to those little crystals on our pineal gland, which means we'll be less able to connect with our higher selves and spirits and energies and stuff. So it's all a little metaphysical. But
wait, when the 5G, what are you talking about with 5G Wi-Fi? It's going to mess with the pineal
because of
crystals?
the wavelength. Yeah, the particular wavelength is damaging. Yeah. It's a type of microwave, just like our previous cell phones, but it's a little bit on the tighter frequency spectrum.
Oh my God, that's so interesting. Oh, I have more questions about that. Does it make it worse over time, or is it just sort of like it impairs it for as long as the microwave is going?
No, I think it's more, I'm no expert, but I think it's more like damaging. So it's a matter of, we're exposed to it all the time. It's in the air. Whether you're using a 5G phone or not, there's antennas everywhere. Everybody else is using it. So
no, but isn't it
you're just exposed, as opposed to say you lived in, disconnected in the mountains or something.
Well,
in nature, it would be less effective.
That's really interesting, because think of it this way. When we have all these cell phones, right, we are texting. We don't really make it a point to call. That's why I'm calling you tonight. And we don't really connect in a way that we used to. So it's funny that these cell phones are actually impeding our connectedness, not only in the way we have to conduct ourselves, but also in the way that it diminishes the frequency of our pineal glands. Is that what I'm understanding?
Right, yeah. Obviously, it's easier to connect directly with our phones, but yeah,
I don't think it's easier
to connect on a more spiritual level.
Well, I don't think it is easy to connect with the phones. You can pick up the phone and talk to somebody anytime, like we used to do in 1994, remember? But like nowadays, I didn't even get an invitation to my in my class, my senior class reunion. Like, it's been over 20 years now. I didn't get an invitation. You know why?
Nope.
Well, I was really unpopular, number one.
I'm dumbfounded.
You're dumbfounded, I know. Number two, we're all on Facebook, so everybody already knows what each other's doing, and we're kind of like, oh, okay, we've caught up as much as we need to. That's cool. I'm done now, right? So, but I like to think I didn't get an invitation for the latter reason. Yeah, or the former. I don't remember which is which. What is that?
Yeah, my high school did the collaboration or coordination for that through Facebook as well, through Facebook group, I guess, as well. And nobody really went to it, or not very many people went to it for the reason that they're already connected through Facebook, so they didn't go and connect in person.
Okay, listen.
I assume that's the reason why that nobody showed up to it. I didn't go either, but I saw the pictures, and there was like
3 people,
7 people sitting in a chair in a row in a room. It looked super lame.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to do this. Paint me a portrait of what it looks like to have a class reunion now. Should we be two actors in the ballroom? Like we're the only two people who show up to a class reunion because everyone's already caught up on Facebook. Okay. You want to try it?
I think I do.
Okay, I'll start. All right. I'm walking through the doors. And your name is still Derek, okay? So, like, your name's always been Derek. Derek? Oh my God, Derek. I can't.
I go by Youngblood now.
Wait a minute, Derek Woodstra? You became a famous rapper, and you go by Youngblood now, don't you?
Yes.
Oh my God, you look amazing! Like you grew a few inches.
I was inspired by my squirrel Youngblood, who raps on my backpack all day, and I mostly rap about getting a nut and living the good life on the back deck, and how I got my start by rapping so that the cats wouldn't, respected me and wouldn't get me in my sleep with their cute little paws.
Yeah. I can imagine.
I mean, that's my story. What's going on with you?
Well, that sounds like, let's get back to you real quick. Let's put a peg in me for a second. I totally get that because, like, I can imagine cats with their cute little paws are a major threat to young squirrels.
You think they're adorable.
Mm-hmm.
But then, next thing you know, you're munching on an acorn and they're wiggling their tail. And sneaking up on you.
They're coming after you. They're going to do you in.
You know they are.
Yeah, because cats are.
And that's when you got to start rapping.
So
there's no two ways about it.
So you wait. Can we step back for a second? So I've seen you on YouTube. I know that you're a famous rapper. I know that's how you got your start. But you are actually not a squirrel. You were inspired by the squirrel that lives on your deck. Is that correct?
I was what? I was hired.
Inspired,
yes.
I mean, maybe he hired you. I don't know.
I was. He's very inspirational. He's like my mentor.
The squirrel on your back deck is your mentor. Oh, that's cool. So can you tell me?
If you saw his bushy tail, you'd know.
Well, what kind of things do two young, hip squirrels and man rap about these days? What do you guys like to, what do you toss up on the deck there? Do you have an example? Like wait, we're at a class reunion. So and it's just the two of us. So, hold on, let me go talk to the DJ, see if he'll lend us his microphone.
I don't give out free raps. You know that.
Well, I know this ain't a soup kitchen, but why don't you drop a few bars?
No.
You like that? I could be a rapper. That was pretty clever. I could do it.
This is an 8 Mile. I'm not just going to give you some beats.
You're not going to give me mom's spaghetti? Come on. We're in the cafeteria.
You can say 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3 all day long. And,
Derek, I think you know what? You might not be a world famous rapper, but I think that you do have...
Are you dissing me right now? Do you know who you're talking to?
Listen, I think you have...
I'm Youngblood.
You're something. I think you got a future in stand-up. That's what I think. How old are you now?
Stand-up rap?
Well, you're standing up right now, so you're doing pretty well so far. So I think you're doing good. Let me ask you something. How old are you?
I'm 46.
Oh my God, it's really old. How does it feel to be that old?
It feels kind of crotchety.
It feels crotchety. You've been through many a lifetime. Did you ever
many moons?
Many moons. Did you ever suspect that you'd be a 46-year-old man rapping with a squirrel on your deck? Be honest, because I kind of saw that in your cards.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
Did you see that right in your sacral chakra?
Right in my pineal crystal.
Right. Your pineal. I thought... I thought the sacral was in your gonads.
I don't know. I'm trying to stay out of the gonads. Or whatever. So anyway, you know what? You look really great for being 46, and I think it's really funny that we showed up to this reunion when you're like 6 years my senior. But I think it's really cool. So, what kind of things have you done with your life? We neither one of us have Facebook, and that's why we showed up tonight. So, I mean, we've got all night. We could talk about everything you've been through over the last 20 years. I think I heard you say to the coat check guy earlier that you climbed Mount Rushmore last week, which is really weird because I think people climb Mount Everest, not Mount Rushmore, but I think you're a unique individual. You sometimes like to do weird things like climb.
Well, I like to climb, the unbeaten path. And really, the route of choice I found was the right side of Abraham's nose. And I stand by that all day long.
The right side of his nose, yeah.
But I want to get back to that age difference because, 6 years, I mean, and we went to the same high school.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
I mean,
and we're
either you were a prodigy or I failed multiple years and didn't even, and must have blocked it out.
Yeah.
Which do you think it was?
Well, obviously I'm a prodigy.
Maybe it was some of both.
Well, it's weird, because I heard from the student body president that we actually are almost a decade apart in years, in graduation years, but we are the only two human beings alive without social media. And so that's why we wound up here today. They were like, okay, let's see who is not on social media from our school. And they did a Google search. Anyone who graduated from, I just dropped something, from 1950 to 19.
Did you drop your mic? Did you just mic drop in the middle?
I know.
Of your own thought and then continue on?
I might actually have to re-record that because that's going to be not good on the audio. That's going to wake somebody up. Like a lighter fell because I was burning incense. No, listen, because they did a Google search. Anyone from 1950 to 2023 who graduated, out of all those people, we were the only ones, man. We were the only ones who did not succumb to the powers of social media. We have stayed strong, and that's why we are here today, enthralled by this conversation, because we don't really have anything to keep our thumbs busy. We're not on social media. We're not liking and subscribing and sharing. Like, isn't it weird that we're the only two human beings not on social media?
So we were a social experiment for our class president?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what I gathered from that profound statement?
Derek, are you stoned? Listen, here's the improv. You're not, okay. So I don't know what your problem is. Maybe you're huffing microwave vapes.
Well, I did fail, apparently 4 years of high school, which I don't even remember.
You did. But wait a minute. Because remember, the improv was we are at a class reunion. And we're the only two people on social media. This is supposed to be with a class.
I know that. I understand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What I'm saying
Can I tell you a secret?
I'm starting to realize that we're here right now because our class president set this all up to study us.
I have a confession.
That you're not following the conversation at all?
Well, that I'm maybe just a tiny, itty-bitty bit stoned. And so, like, it's hard, right? When you're stoned. God.
I gathered that on the fact that you just accused me of that when you know I don't smoke.
Oh, see, that's called projection. And I'm like...
And when you dropped your mic in the middle of your...
the middle of my monologue.
Instead of at the end.
You know, like, I should probably, like, spend money on a microwave one day instead of, you know, whatever. Like, these little gummies, it's like 20. You get enough to just chill for a month. It's great. Plus, it's, like, really good on your liver. But I'm also drinking, so it's like, I gotta cut. I gotta cut this all out.
What's good on your liver? Weed?
Well, no, I mean it's not good on your liver, but it's not bad on your
I didn't know that.
It's not bad on your liver. May as well pop a few Ambiens while I'm at it. No, I'm just kidding. All right, I gotta cut all of this out. This is really bad. I gotta tell you though, you know what I am drinking? It's really fun. Are you ready?
Are you drinking red wine for your heart since this is all going in a healthy direction all of a sudden?
Well, I was
covering your liver and your heart.
I was drinking red wine earlier. Yes, that is correct. But I'm now drinking this beer called Ginger Snapped.
Like the show Snapped?
Well, it's like it's by.
Is it like the show when redheads snap? On their husbands
that's funny.
And
That's
kill
funny.
Them?
That's really funny. I feel like somehow that's like politically incorrect. But keep going, Derek. Keep going.
What's politically incorrect about redhead and women snapping? Because it pretty much happens all the time.
You know what's so funny? Can I tell you what's so funny?
Have you ever dated a ginger woman? Because they snap.
They do. Have you dated a ginger woman?
Yeah.
You have?
Who haven't I dated?
I know, right? That's the. I will tell you what, though. You know what's so funny? All right, listen. I was thinking about something the other day. The majority of my friends, this is so weird, but they're redheads. Like, the majority of my friends are redheads. And how is that possible? Because redheads were supposed to be minorities, right? Like, they're like redheads aren't very common, and in fact,
are you manifesting redheads all day?
I don't mean to. But I guess like whatever stereotype a redhead is, like they're fiery, they're funny, they're weird, like they're like basically walking clowns, and I right? Like I'm friends with like so many Ronald McDonalds, and I'm friends with all of them, and yeah, but my baby brother is a redhead, and I don't know. I always hope to become a redhead one day because I think it looks cool. But what color hair do you have? Is it gray now?
No.
We're at a class reunion. I can obviously obviously say you have no hair at all. Like you don't have any hair at all now, which is kind of cool. I like the style you're going for. Derek, why did you decide to get rid of all your hair?
You stumped me there.
I did. Oh that was an impromptu exercise and you failed.
Oh my gosh. I didn't have an answer at all.
I know, you're like, I just imagine while you were quiet, you were stroking your head and you're like, is my hair still here? I don't know.
Feels so nice. I got so distracted by how glorious my hair is that I couldn't even answer, and then it was too long, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
That's so funny. You don't have hair, by the way. Hey, listen. Imagine this. Okay, you ready for this? Imagine, shut up, don't laugh at me, listen. Imagine like Ancestry.com, but decades, maybe centuries from now. People can discover their ancestors, what they liked, who they were Facebook official with, what kind of humor they had by the memes they shared, etc. Like Facebook is kind of going to be kind of like what Ancestry.com is now. Like, you know, we see draft papers, we see signatures, but in a couple generations from now, Ancestry.com is going to maybe be obsolete, and everyone's going to be logging in on Facebook, and they're actually probably going to be able to trace their family trees by public, public friend lists, like, right? So let's say that I had a granddaughter, and she could search her mom, and she could search me through her mom, and she can search my mom through her mom, and like that extends really far, and she can see everything I've ever posted, and she can, you know, get a sense of who I actually was. Wouldn't that be like kind of cool, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's exactly, everything's data mined. I mean, it doesn't go away. So, I mean, you ever try to do a search on somebody, like, at all? Like, there's tons of, they already have, even just on a simple free kind of thing, there's, you know, associations like, oh, you know, people, I mean, not super far, like all your friends and stuff, but who your relatives are and where places that you've lived. And
I mean,
some
but
of
it all
them are
depends
right,
on,
some of them are wrong, but
right.
that's just like, you know, cheap free stuff online, you know. But yeah, for sure, if the information on you that's being collected on you is expansive.
Well, it's easier than it is now, right? Like if I were to look into my great grandmother or whatever, like it would be hard because I'd have to kind of loosely know. I don't know. I guess it depends. Some people, their family lore runs pretty deep and everybody knows exactly the story. But other people, it's not like that. But in a couple generations from now, like my nieces and great nephews or whatever, they're gonna see my YouTube channel, and that's kind of cool. Like, I don't know, like what we're doing right now is forever. The internet's gonna outlast us, so that's kind of interesting, isn't it? We saw it come to fruition, and it's like a mighty oak tree. It's gonna be standing when we're gone. The internet's powerful.
Yeah, because your descendants could, you know, many generations away could look back and listen to a podcast that you made or a video that you made.
Or
if they really wanted to get to know you, it wouldn't just be a name like we have now. A name and a ethnicity and a place you lived. Like, that's all we have.
Or even a picture,
You'd be able to really, or even just maybe at most now, a couple generations ago, you have, you know, my great grandmother, I have a picture, and that's it. And now you'd be able to, you know, to them it would be archaic because you're listening to, you know, an old scratchy podcast to them, which is going to be technologically in much higher definition, or watching a video that to them what looks, you know, high def to us now is going to look pixelated, but you know, and they think they're looking at something ancient, but still, I mean, it's something a lot more tangible for them to look at and you know, get to know you a little bit better from generations away, which is pretty cool.
That's what I'm saying.
If you're creating content, yeah.
Well, that's what I think is so cool about it, right? Because think about it, like this is going to last into eons, and exactly what you said. Like, you know, maybe our videos will be pixelated, maybe our audio is not going to be as great, but I have faith that not your son, but your son's son's son might be a hipster, and he's going to bring back like the old technology, so like a cell phone, and he's going to be like, you know, listening to like some kind of futuristic version of Spotify. And he's going to say to the fly honeys, he's going to be like, yeah, I just like the crackle in this all old audio. Kind of the ways like hipsters take their little cute records and they put them on the record players and you hear the little sizzle, sizzle, pop, pop. It's kind of cool. Well, like imagine in the future, it's going to go out of style for a little while. I'm a poet. I don't know it. But anyway, it's going to go out of style, but then it's going to come back into style because you know why? God save the hipsters. God bless the hipsters because, you know, they bring things back. They're like fishermen. They're always reeling it in. They're reeling in the years, you know. I'm mostly excited to see where that leads. Don't you agree?
I do. I think it's really cool that, you know, and what's even cooler is what if our ancestors are listening to this particular podcast about us talking about them listening to us. So their mind's going to be blown.
So, okay, that would be really interesting in this way. So, like, you have children. You have 2 kids. So, like, from you, like, there could be like branches of families. Like your kids can have kids and their kids can have kids and so on and so forth. But like I'll only have nieces and nephews. But maybe one day they'll be like, oh my God, my parents were such duds, like all the way up. Like I was on ancestryfacebook.com and I noticed that I have a really cool aunt and her name is Heather. And she had a podcast back in like the early half of the last turn of the century. And I was listening to some of those podcasts and she interviewed this really cool friend she had. His name was Derek and his favorite color was blue. And apparently his offspring, his like great grandchildren live in Scotland right now. And I'm going to go there next week and visit them. And we're going to talk about how cool our ancestors were. You know, think about it. Isn't that wild?
It is wild. Connections through the ages.
But like, yeah, like... or
through technology.
I think of it this way. Like, let's say this. Let's say like... First of all, what are you doing? Because I can hear whatever you're doing.
I'm trying to find an adapter to plug a battery into my phone because it's about to die.
Don't die. All right, well, you keep doing that, but listen. All right, think about this. Actually, hurry up, because hold on, I'm going to lose this thought. We can go. We don't have to be up. We can do this another time.
That's okay.
Okay. Imagine this. Imagine that like our great whatevers, they don't even know each other, or they don't even know that we know each other. But like, say they're like driving in their little Tesla cyber vehicles, and they go to the same restrooms, like the same pit stops along the highways, and they just happen to pass each other, and like maybe they hold the door open for one another. And they had no way of knowing that like their great ancestors like knew each other and were like really cool with each other. In a way, we're just really like a kaleidoscope of people who are just like constantly running into one another, like each other's relatives over and over and over again.
I wonder though, makes you wonder, though, if that happens, if there's some sort of energetic force that makes them at least pause and or get a shiver.
Oh, or like you ever meet somebody who's like really familiar to you and you don't know why?
Right, exactly.
Right.
Something like that.
Can I ask you something?
No.
Well, I'm going to. Because
okay.
I think that you'd be perfect for this because, you know, you date a lot. All right. And you're an expert on the subject. So let me ask you this. We advocate not judging a book by its cover, but we glorify Love at first sight. So do you believe in love at first sight? That's kind of a stupid question.
Really.
Yeah, I don't either. It's kind of dumb, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like Hallmark movies.
Yeah, not really. Not really. But there's a similar thought when you were just talking about when we were just talking about, what do you feel something when you cross a path with somebody that is a descendant of, you're both descendants of people that had a connection. And this is, in past generations. And that's a little different than what I'm about to propose. But I was actually on a date earlier tonight, and we were talking about soulmates. And I mentioned that, can you have more than one soulmate versus another? And anyway, the answer to that was, or explanation of that I had come to believe over time and learning from people and such, is that people that we had strong connections with in past lives, if you believe in that sort of thing, had that were meeting those people again, and we tend to be particularly drawn to them even from other sides of the world, that we tend to cross paths with them again, and it could be somebody, that maybe somebody has a mother that is particularly toxic and damaging, and that person could possibly have been somebody that in a past life was a lover that was particularly toxic. So the soulmates are really people that were souls that were connected to in a strong way. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good thing. So you have to be careful with soulmates that you connect with. People, some people you meet and you feel a very strong connection with, and then you come to find that, like very, very strong. Like you think they're your soulmate, and then you find that, wait, this is a really damaging relationship. This isn't good. And but it wasn't just a strong relationship that isn't good. Like it was like something more. And then you have to realize that, well, this might have been a person that was also a bad relationship, and of different types. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship in a past life. It could have been a mother-father or, son-daughter kind of relationship. And anyway, just some thoughts there.
What's the difference between a soulmate and a twin flame?
So twin flames, as I understand it, are again, with the ideas of multiple lives as you continue your soul's path on soul contracts to plan out events to help you grow, is the idea there of multiple lives, and then and transcend into enlightenment eventually, which takes a long time and a lot of work. Well, as I understand the twin flame, it's a occurrence where your soul has been born into two bodies instead of the typical one, and you find each other and are very natural together. Although it doesn't necessarily mean that you get the relationship right. You can push your twin flame away by not just being natural with them. That will be a sure sign of, or a sure way to push your twin flame away. It has to be natural, and you have to be your true authentic self. But it's kind of a special. What is your take on twin flame? Because that's how I understand it.
I don't have a take on twin flame, but I will say that I don't know. Twin flame seems new agey to me. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't gone that far in my journey. But when you said like, past lives, if you believe in that sort of thing, that kind of struck me as funny because I think that both of us do totally believe in past lives. In fact, I know that we have known each other in a past life. Would you like to hear more about that?
I would.
Okay.
What do you have to say about that?
Well, you played a very important role in my past life. You were my mailman. And I looked really forward to all the mail you were bringing me every day because my husband was fighting.
All the MALE or the MAI?
All the
that
mail.
I was bringing you every day.
You were bringing me all the mails. Somehow you fit them all in your backpack.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But, my super hot husband was fighting in the war. Like, obviously, because anytime there's a past life, there's like a war or something. And I would look for you to come every day. I was so excited because I thought in your carrier, you might have a letter from my super hot, awesome husband. So not you, but you were the mail carrier delivering messages from my super stud. And, and it was great. Like, you'd bring me letters all the time, and he actually survived the war, and, we went on to live a very happy life when he came home, and he never liked you, by the way. He'd just be like, he
knew that I was bringing you the mail every day.
Yeah. He'd look at
or
you.
Or suspected.
Yeah. Like, you'd come by the mailbox, and you didn't know this, but, like, my husband from a previous life and I, Saturdays are really special to us, and we would make coffee and breakfast, and we'd have toast with jam, and we'd sit on our old colonial balcony and kind of watch you. We would laugh at you a lot. You looked really ridiculous in your shorts and your stupid hat. But we would always joke about, like, you as you came and delivered mail. Because after the war, it wasn't that big of a deal. It was like, my husband's home. Like, what do I got in there? Like a bunch of, company script receipts, or like what do I got? A coupon for dysentery? Like, I don't really care what's in that mailbox because my husband's home, right? But, like, I'll tell you, it was so funny. We would sit on the porch, and here comes this goofy little guy walking around with his stupid mail hat on and his stupid high socks. They came all the way up to his elbows.
And his satchel.
And
his knee socks.
But you were so far away, like our driveway was really long, and we'd see you pull up, and you'd be walking, because this is like the 1700s or something. I don't even know. The mail was around then, which is crazy. But we'd see you to try to deliver mail, and we always talked about you. We were like, this guy looks like a total loser. Like, do you think that he even has family? Like, he looks really goofy. And I don't know whatever happened to you in that past life, but eventually you stopped delivering the mail, and this lady named Roberta took over your mail route, and I don't ever know what happened to you. Maybe you got dysentery. I'm not sure. Do you have any insight to where you were?
I don't know. Was it the 1700s? Is it the Revolutionary War?
I have no idea.
Maybe that's what happened to me.
Yeah, maybe you were called to war. Like they thought, oh my God, he's a really good male person. He's really trusty and reliable. Like, obviously he's fit to power a cannon. And so, like, you were the one shooting cannons and the rockets, red glare, and the bombs bursting in the air. You know, that kind of stuff. That was you, wasn't it?
It sounds like I was shooting cannons as a mailman already anyway. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, I just think
follows.
That's really cool. I think that's why we connected in this life, because it's like, oh my God, I recognized you instantly. I was like, oh my God, that's my postman from like a previous life. And he seems to be doing really well for himself. He's got a Range Rover and 2 kids and 2 cats. And I'm like, wow, he must have been a really good postal worker, because he got really rewarded in this life. Like, he's got a 9-foot tall Christmas tree, and he's like 10 foot tall. And he's doing all right for himself. He don't even need a ladder when he needs to get to the top shelf.
I'm no longer a short, ridiculous mailman in the 1700s.
That's kind of funny, because while I was telling that whole story, you were still like a super tall dude in that story. Yeah. But anyway.
And she said I was really little.
Did I? Well, because my husband, the love of my life, and we were on top of our roof. We were watching you from the balcony.
You were on the roof? I thought you were on a porch.
Well, it was like a widow's peak.
Or I assumed you were on
It was a
widow's peak.
Yeah, which is kind of...
was it a coastal area?
Yeah, it was. You used to deliver...
Or did you build a widow's peak because you knew that you thought that your husband would die and you'd have to run away with the mailman?
I was really worried about that, but luckily...
You built the widow's peak to look for me, wasn't it? The trusty mailman that was there every day.
Actually, it was the milkman that I was waiting for. But
yeah, well,
I'll tell you,
everybody waits for the milkman.
You were more regular.
I mean, there's no two ways about that.
No two ways. You came rain, sleet, heavy wind. Like you were there.
They had that motto, right?
You know what I find most interesting? How many Bed Bath and Body Works coupons there were in the 1700s.
I thought you were going to say how ridiculous your story was, because that's what I thought was interesting.
No. But think about it. It's kind of weird, right? Anyway, listen.
It was like bed.
It was like dead Bath and Body Works.
It was like straw mattress. It used to be called straw mattress. Wash basin and
wash basin and beyond the veil. Wait a minute. What was that? Hold on a second. I got a really cool snippet of information for you. Hold on. I gotta get to my Instagram though. There is something really cool about a couple centuries ago. Hold on. Here it is. What is it that I'm trying to remember? Oh, I know what it is. I went to the Edgar Allan Poe Museum in September.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you know? What's really interesting about it? I didn't learn this until I went to the Edgar Allan Poe Museum in Richmond. But did you know that tuberculosis actually made you super hot back in the day?
In what way?
Oh my God, I'm so glad you asked. Okay. They used to call it the romantic disease, or associated it with a kind of romantic fatalism during the 18th and 19th centuries.
Because that's how you transmitted it, through kissing, I assume?
No, not necessarily. I mean, yeah, you probably did, but let me keep going. Hold on. So romantic fatalism, right? It was mostly in the artistic and literary circles, which, they're already like very dramatic people anyway, right? So for number one trait that people found attractive about tuberculosis was it made your skin really pale and your cheeks red, and it gave you sparkling eyes due to fever. So like that's kind of attractive, but you're also coughing up blood, which is like not attractive at all. But these symptoms were seen as attractive, and the thinness and frailty caused by the disease were also somewhat paradoxically associated with delicacy and beauty. Is that interesting?
I imagine for women to have it right.
Right. So it's not really
not necessarily the men. Like I'm when you describe it, I'm remembering like the movies with Dark Holiday.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, like Val Kilmer played what was the name of that movie? But and he was really pale, and I don't remember any kind of flushing that they put on his cheeks or whatever. And obviously, he was definitely coughing up blood. I didn't see a twinkle in his eye, but you can imagine.
Val Kilmer had tuberculosis. That's really tragic.
Well, in the movie, Tombstone. Tombstone was the name of the movie.
Oh, that was a big one. Is that the one where it's like, I'll be your huckleberry?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's him that says that, yeah.
That's interesting.
But you know, that's the image that came to my mind as you describe it, because and he's very pale and kind of sweaty in it, and coughing up all the time, coughing blood all the time.
Oh my God.
But as you describe it as more of a sensual thing, I think more of
femininity.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
And the fragility and vulnerability and stuff of more as a feminine aspect.
Another reason is artistic representation. Many literary and artistic works from the era romanticized the disease. Characters with TB were depicted as being more sensitive, passionate, or creative. This association with heightened emotions or artistic sensibility gave TB a romantic allure. Isn't that interesting, I guess? So, like, people who got TB back in the day, like in Edgar Allan Poe's day, they were just extra. So I kind of feel that. I feel that for them because I'm extra. And then another reason is, unlike other diseases that might quickly kill or gruesomely, maim somebody, TB often had a slow progression. This allowed for long, drawn-out goodbyes and a period of reflection, which could also be seen as beautiful or poetic. So I kind of get that.
Yeah, and people got awfully introspective and reached out to everybody that they could and was truly genuine and authentic to them.
Wow, I never thought on this podcast tonight, number one, we would be talking about such a downer. But also, number two, I'm really appreciating like what life might have been like in the 1800s. Like, I was thinking about this the other day. My cat is sneezing. And I was thinking, like, thank God my cat is sneezing in 2023, because like cats with colds didn't fare so well in the 1800s, because scientific research has gotten better exponentially. Anyway, listen, another reason people were in love with people with TB is TB came associated with artistic, and it was associated with artistic and intellectual circles, perhaps because several artists, writers, and musicians of the era suffered from the disease. This added to the image as a sophisticated ailment. Isn't that fascinating?
It is.
I'm putting myself to sleep. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of putting myself to sleep. I'm very boring.
Well, it's kind of like, in a way, it's no different than today.
How so?
Right? Well, some of the best music, some of the best art, some of the best stories we can tell come from strife, come from
people who,
psychological damage or abuse, depression. I mean, all the bad things we can relate. I mean, all that in music.
Right.
Linkin Park, Blue October. I mean, you can go on and on. But even, country songs, anything. How many songs of any genre have been written about romantic strife and loss? So, what brings out the best in art than loss and strife and struggle and tuberculosis.
But let me tell you what, like think about this, and I get what you're saying, a lot of beautiful art is born of pain, whatever, and struggle, and sure, all of that is well and good. But you know what's really interesting is my favorite artists were just just average people who were just living on purpose and didn't expect to become anything special. Yet, lo and behold, because they were being authentic, they just became cemented in the bowels of history, in the chainmail of history, so to speak. So do you want me to give you some examples of my favorite artists I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, listen. Number one, Henri Toulouse-Lautrec. I want to say is his name. I might be messing it up. Do you know who he is?
Say that again.
Henri
Toulouse-Lautrec?
Henri Lautrec. Wait, Henri.
It sounds familiar.
Hold on, I should probably look this up. Lautrec. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. Henri. So obviously he's French. Henri Lautrec. Here it is. Oh, I messed that up. I'm glad I looked it up. Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec. I'm probably saying it wrong. Anyway, listen. He was very interesting. He
broke both his legs when he was a child, right? No, I remember something about him. He was really short. And his dad used to wear chainmail. He'd go around dressed as a knight. And he is he the one he used to he frequented
the bordellos.
Bordeaux and paint. He was a painter.
He was a painter.
My mom has a book about him and some of his artwork as well.
Yeah. He's really cool.
He used to paint. Yeah, the women in those and they would have a lot of his artwork, as I remember from what she has in her house. They have almost ballerina garb on.
Yeah, he's really fascinating. So in his life, not many people expected him to amount to anything because he was very inbred, and that's what kind of caused his crippliness. And he was so crippled, and let me tell you something. He would walk around with a cane, And, he hollowed out that cane and he filled it up with liquor. And he was friends with all the prostitutes. He would just draw them, every day, all day. He loved them prostitutes, which God bless these sex workers. But anyway, yeah, he was really fascinating. And now look at him. Like, he died, how old was he when he died? Anyway, he was just like a good time having kind of guy. Oh yeah, it says right here in Wikipedia about the alcoholism and the brothels. He was here for a good time. He wasn't here for a long time, and we're still talking about him. Like, he died in 1901. We're still talking about him. You know who else is really cool?
He didn't even need social media.
He didn't even need
and
social
data
media.
mining.
And data mining? No, he just had to be really cool and be on purpose and do his art and like he just did his thing, right? It was cool. You know who else is really awesome, who I love? Have you ever heard of oh dear. Hero? Oh my god, I'm blanking on it. Starts with a K. Kafka. Oh my god, Kafka. How could I forget? Franz Kafka. Have you heard of him?
No, he sounds maybe German.
Yeah, I don't know what he is, but listen to how fascinating he is. Okay, I find
what did he do? Maybe I will remember.
Well, he is so interesting. First of all, we have like a whole genre named after him called like Kafkaesque, right? And that's the definition we assign to things that are like a fever dream, because the things that he wrote in his living years were like works of art that didn't really have a typical plot point. They didn't really have a story arc. They were very much like a fever dream. They started getting worse and worse and worse. There's this one book this one story he wrote. It's called, oh my goodness. Hold on a second. Let me just hold on.